Hello, everybody, and welcome to Green Cardboard Interviews. Today, I am happy to announce that I have the one and only Mark Hoyle joining me today. How are you, Mark?
I'm good. I'm good. Thanks for having me on.
Actually, I have to turn off the volume on the YouTube. I don't know why, but when I maybe I'm doing this wrong, but I know that I could watch the people respond in public chat on YouTube, but I've never been able to see it in or maybe I'm wrong. I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway, Mark, for those who don't know, I've never met Mark in person. I've only spoken with him maybe 3 or 4 times on the hobby roundtable chat once a month.
Yep.
So yeah, and I know that your Red Sox are down 3-2.
Yeah. Yeah. Game's just starting.
Who's starting for Sox tonight?
Evaldi's pitching tonight.
Okay. Are you happy with him?
I feel good about that. Yeah, I feel good about that.
I'm actually wearing this Red Sox cap and
I like it.
for Mark. I don't have any other ones. I think this is my only one. I do want to get a B, but these are all knockoffs. I do have some real what do you call those? New era caps. I do have some ones. I just don't like paying $40 for a cap if I could get it for $10 from in China. But
believe it, I don't have any. I don't have any Red Sox. I don't
no
wear
Red Sox caps.
I don't wear hats, so I don't
You
have
don't wear
any.
caps? Okay. Yeah, I wear caps mainly because of that.
Well, I'm gonna be there pretty soon. So.
So yeah, I've been wanting to talk to Mark for a while, and I'm glad you wanted to come on and do this.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I'm from Chicago. I'm a White Sox fan, so anytime I say Sox, people might think Red Sox. So that's something that's always annoying. But I was telling Mark, he knows that I have family in Northwest Boston, so I do pay attention to that sometimes. And I didn't mention this to Mark before we got on, but my brother-in-law, they live in Northwest suburbs of Boston, but what's the Fisher Cats? Is that in New Hampshire?
Yes.
Manchester? I forgot what city it is. Not Manchester.
I'm not 100% sure on that either.
I forgot. Yeah. Sometimes he goes to them and he goes to the Lowell Spinners because I don't think Lowell's very far from Littleton.
No, not far at all. No.
So I did go.
Yeah, Worcester's not too far either if he wanted to go there.
Who plays there?
That's the AAA team. They
What's
moved
the team name?
Worcester Red Sox.
Okay. Yeah.
They moved
I'll have to ask him about
that. Playing, so we had a good time. Went to a bunch of games.
Okay, I'll have to go there and I'll have to ask them to take me there next time, or you can take me if we meet up.
Yeah, no, if you're going, definitely. Well, a bunch of guys will show up, I'm sure.
Okay. And I did go to a Lowell Spinners. And Lowell Spinners is that A or high
A? Yes. Okay. Yep, it's A.
Yeah, no, I had a good time. That was the only minor league game I've been to, I think, and I enjoyed it. It was nice.
Yeah, it's minor league ball is fun. Yeah.
And it's funny. It's like if you have a dominant pitcher in A ball, it's like 0-0 going all the way through.
Yeah. It's a big deal. Yeah.
Oh, that's what I noticed anyway. All right. So the reason I asked Mark on today is because he's a huge card collector, and actually I don't know all the specifics of what he collects. I know he collects Red Sox, and I'm assuming mostly only Red Sox. I'm assuming you might have some vintage other stars, but we'll get into that. And I did give Mark a bunch of questions that I wanted to ask him because he may, I don't know, I never expect a guy to pull up cards if I ask you about a card, but if you did, great. I gave Mark maybe 6 or 7 questions I wanted to ask him, and hopefully I have some other ones as well. I'm actually adding something new to this chat. I wanted to ask Mark some word association games. I will be naming you. Obviously, the Red Sox have had a lot of stars in their times, but I came up with a list of 10. I had it like 15, 20, 30, so I had to shrink it down. But I'm going to give you a list of 10 names from Red Sox players. Not now. We can do that a little later. But I will give you a name, and then you just either give me one word or just describe that person, what you think of that person.
All right.
And we'll do that later, word association. And I also will have like 4 or 5 trivia questions for you, all about Red Sox. I want to see how you do on those.
Yeah. I'm not always the best at trivia, but we'll see.
Okay.
The
I
older I
don't. Yeah,
get, the
yeah.
more I forget. So
Yeah, I don't know if they're hard for a Red Sox fan or not, but and some maybe a lot of Red Sox fans don't pay attention to that stuff. Um, and some of the players and the questions are from my time. Some might be from your time. By your time, I mean like I know you're a Yas fan and a
yeah,
Williams fan, and
yeah.
some of them might be from your time, and one or two might be from my time, and they're all about the Red Sox. So.
Yeah. All right.
Um, all right. So my first question that I didn't give you, so it's a surprise question, but it's not a baseball related question. Have you always lived in Mass?
Yes. Yep. Yep. I live in Norton, which is where I grew up. Uh, and yeah, I've been here my whole life. Yep.
So,
So it,
all right. So
but I,
your childhood house and your house are the only two houses you've lived in?
yes. Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Uh, yeah. I grew up in Chicago and lived in my mom's house until I was around 24. Then they sold it. She sold it. My parents are divorced. She sold it, and then I moved west to Portland, Seattle, back to Chicago, then to Korea. So that's my journey.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the only other time I had my apartment in Vermont when I went to school up that way, but I grew up here and I moved back here. It's,
Okay, so what did you like Vermont when you were there for school?
yeah, I loved it. Yeah, it was a great experience. Yeah, I went to school in Bennington, which is right in. If it's a, it was probably 10 miles from New York and 10 miles from Mass, right in the very
Okay.
corner of southern, southern,
Southwest, yeah,
southern,
yeah.
southwest of Vermont. Yeah,
Okay,
great time.
yeah.
Great.
From what I've seen with New England, I mean, it's beautiful, especially during the fall, of course. My brother-in-law took us because he took us from Mass. I know we went up to Maine, had some lobster up there, or was it a crab? I don't remember. And then we came back down. I know we went through the lower parts of New Hampshire and Vermont and came back down through the western Mass, just because everything is so close together. You're able
Yeah,
to do
you can
something
hit a
like that.
bunch of
Yeah,
states in
yeah,
one day around here.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, I really enjoyed it. It was a
yeah,
nice
yeah.
fall day, I think, or summer. Um, so I guess one of the first questions I gave you. Let's see. I'll pull them up here so I don't forget. How old were you when you started rooting for the Red Sox?
I would 6 or 7 years old.
Six
The
or seven.
earliest
Yeah.
memories I have are 69 and 70.
I'm sorry, 69 and 70 for what?
69 and 70 is the first couple of years I remember watching them. I have
Okay.
I
Was
have a few
there
memories. So I was 7 years old. So
were people in your family Red Sox fans?
uh my dad wasn't a huge fan, but if the game was on, he would have it on a Saturday afternoon. I mean, they didn't have every single game on it
Hmm,
back in those days. You
okay.
might get one or two games a week, and then on the weekend. But he would have the game on. Of course, I mean, once I saw one or two games, I was hooked. And then then we got the second TV in the family.
Okay.
That's the one that I watched. And the Red Sox, I don't know how everybody else, but we used to have to watch it on UHF. So you'd have to put it on like one thing and then dial it over. And it
Hmm.
was all fuzzed out, but most of the time you could at least hear it. But uh so yeah, I've been watching. That's 51 years I've been rooting for them.
Wow.
Yeah, they've done well recently with four world champion. Where we had some heartbreaks, 75 and
Right.
86, 78. But we'll see what happens this year.
Um, I don't know if you're this type of person. And obviously in Chicago, some people are like, you have to be a Cubs fan, you have to be a Sox fan. I grew up a Sox fan. My dad was a diehard Sox fan. My dad was born in 39 and he saw the 59 White Sox. Of course, they didn't win it. He saw the 83 White Sox, but he was alive in 2005 when my White Sox won it in that year when they swept the Astros.
Yep.
But
Oh, good,
yeah,
good.
so I'm sure he cried. I was living in Seattle, so I didn't. I think I spoke to him the next day, but I'm sure he cried. But yeah, he passed away in 2011, so I'm grateful that the White Sox were able to win it for him before he
Yeah.
passed.
My dad passed away in 1999, so he didn't see any championships through his lifetime.
Wow, that's
So, because
unfortunate.
1918 was the other year before that. So,
In 1919 or 1917 was the White Sox.
yeah. So, I
Yeah.
mean, uh, I collect a lot of 67 Sox, and it's because of my dad, my uncles, and whatnot. That was the team that kind of turned it around. The Sox were horrible. They came in like 9th or 10th every year,
Mm.
and the Impossible Dream Team went to the World Series, completely unexpected, and that kind of turned it around. And I never saw them play, but I heard a lot, from relatives. And when I got back into collecting, and I had most of the cards, I just dedicated a lot of time and effort just to search in any card of any guy who played on that team. So,
all right, so you were 6 or 7 when you got into the
that
Red
was
Sox, watch,
69 and
rooting for
7.
the Red Sox.
Yep.
And so when I'm trying to think, when you were around that age or in grade school, were you collecting cards then?
The first year I really remember collecting was 1970.
Okay.
The gray borders. I must have collected in 69 because I've always had a pile of cards from 69, and I never got them into trade. So I must have opened something. I don't remember it. And I also have a whole set of like the MLB stamps from 69.
Okay.
And Flair put out a set called Hat Plaques, and I have the whole set of that, and that was 69. And I know I got those from packs from my mother's store. So, but the first year I really remember is 70. And then 71 and 71 and 72, that's when I bought a ton of cards.
Okay. Was it, what kind of shop did your mom run? Was it like a Woolworths or?
She worked, I grew up in a town of like 9,000 people.
Okay.
One pharmacy in the center of town, and they were the only store in town that sold cards. And at that time, they were 10 cents a pack. And she worked there, so she got a discount. So I could get like 12 packs for $1. 10 cards a pack, so you get 120 for $1.
Mark was a little happy boy.
Oh yeah. And then the salesman, any store back then, if you bought so many boxes, you would get a free one. And he would always give her the free one and say, "Don't even put this on the shelf. Give it to your son." So I always got a wax box pack thing to open for every year as a kid for all 4 sports.
Oh wow, all 4?
Yeah, all 4. He brought them in for every season. And then when Topps started putting cards out in sets, even when I was older, I was in high school and college, and I was already grown up. He would be bringing in the full sets for my mother. Say, "Here, give these to your son."
Wow.
So I had full sets up until 95 that I never bought. He just gave them to me.
All right. So this entire time when he's giving you you're giving these sets to your mom while you're through high school and college. Was there a time when you had stopped collecting?
Probably junior, senior year of high school. And then through most of college, I didn't do anything. I got married pretty young. I had a couple boys, and I used to bring them to shows. So I would go and I would buy some Red Sox stuff, kind of just throw it in a box. They would collect. I still have 2 tubs in the basement that they left here. It was through the junk wax era.
Mm.
And then one day I went into the closet and looked through the tub, and I just picked up Red Sox cards. So when I got back, I bought all kinds of stuff. A Yaz rookie for like $25.
Wow.
Some Ted Williams cards for cheap, on $30, $40. It was back in the late 80s around there. Okay. So it was cheap stuff. So I got back into it full bore probably 10 years ago.
Okay. All right. So 2011. Okay, I got back in around 2012. Okay.
Right around there, I started picking up steam a little bit, and then, I actually had to organize and see what I had. You couldn't buy anything anymore, so that's why you couldn't complete sets, or it wasn't really worth it. You could just go buy it.
Right.
So I just started working on. I went back and figured out what Red Sox cards I didn't have, and I just filled all the holes. And my want list is pretty small actually now, going all the way back to 1904. So.
Wow. Now, okay. Well, yeah, as far as your collecting goes, let's see here. Actually, this one is obviously it's still about Red Sox. Do you have a favorite Red Sox team? A single year for a Red Sox team?
Probably 75.
75.
they lost to the Reds in the World Series, but that's the first year that they were really, really good that they went when I was a kid. Had a lot of late season comebacks, and you know, and then the series went 7 games. It was a great World Series. You know, Fisk waving the ball fair and Bernie Cabo hitting a 3-run shot. It was a good, you know, so that's probably my favorite team, 75.
Okay.
That I saw.
Yeah, I don't. Do you? I didn't list this question on the list of questions, but have you ever collected memorabilia?
I have very little. I maybe have 10 autograph balls. I have 3 gloves. You saw one of them the other night.
Right.
I have 1 bat, maybe 3 bobbleheads, and I don't do jerseys. None of that.
All right. Do you know whose bat and whose model glove and all that is?
The 3 gloves I know. Actually, I have 4. I have 4 gloves. The bat it's not even a game used. It's a commemorative bat that's signed by every member of the 67 team.
Oh wow! Nice.
It was a limited edition issue that came out. That's the only one I have. I haven't really chased that stuff. It's just a matter of I don't have space for it.
Right.
You know, I have a few pieces, but I don't do jerseys. You know, a couple balls. You know, I just don't do a lot of that. So I do a lot of stuff that's not cards. You know, I have yearbooks, press guides, press photos,
tickets.
I have a bunch of tickets. Too bad you don't get them anymore when you go.
Right. That's sad. Yeah.
I have a bunch of mini pennants, full-size pennants. I maybe only have 10. I just don't like another thing. It's a space thing, and how do you display it? The mini pennants I can fit in a binder. I got bumper stickers, pins. I'm in my office now. I have a whole shelf full of glassware that I bought from the Bobby Dorr estate.
Oh wow!
It had a Red Sox insignia on it. I have all those, but you know, not too much stuff besides cards.
Aside from that,
stuff shelving, I can fit into a binder. Put it that way.
Okay. Aside from that shelving unit, do you have it displayed anywhere?
At the moment, no. My room upstairs, I built out for my music collection, and that's going to come down and go in storage, and everything's going to go up. I got to redesign the whole. So.
All right, I know you said you're huge into music. Obviously, you're a huge Red Sox fan. Maybe they're not the same, but as far as your interests in your life, where would you rank your interests as far as Red Sox music, or if there's any other things we don't know about you?
Music might be first.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, seems like that.
I mean, you can listen to it, you know, anytime you want now.
Yeah.
So it's probably music first. I'd say baseball in general, not just the Red Sox. I'll watch any game. I mean, there was a time if I was driving home from work and I saw a high school game, I'd pull over and watch an inning or two. I didn't even know who was playing, you know?
Right.
I didn't care. I probably went to 10 games this year between minor leagues. I went to Chicago, Cape Cod League baseball, Red Sox. Was at the wild card game, which was great.
Wow.
And then, I mean, I'll watch other sports. You know, the Patriots. I mean, how many games they played this year? 5 or 6. I probably watched half of a game total.
Okay.
I just don't have time. Maybe when the weather gets a little colder. I mean, I'll watch tonight if I wanted to. The Red Sox are on, the Bruins are on, and the Celtics are on.
Wow.
And I would probably watch the Bruins number 2 after the Red Sox. So.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
So that, I mean, that's pretty much it. Music, baseball, Red Sox, and then whatever sports. I don't watch regular TV. I don't watch any shows. I probably haven't watched a movie in 20 years. I don't really care about it. I just don't. If I'm home alone, the TV's off, the stereo's on.
I see you're representing Dub mentality today.
I got Dub shirt on. I had a show.
Yeah.
I mean, my whole yard is wired for sound. I can be outside working. I just have tunes playing all day.
Wow, nice.
Yeah.
Do you have because I don't know if all the suburbs are the same outside of Boston, but do you have like a decent sized piece of land?
I have decent size, yeah. Yep.
Are a lot of them that are there far out from Boston similar like that? neighborhoods?
Yeah, I mean, I grew up in a house. It was an old farm. We had 3 acres of property. We made a baseball field in the backyard, and everybody from the neighborhood played in my yard because it was just big.
Wow.
The neighborhood I'm in now, it's a little more crowded, but I have one of the bigger lots down here.
Okay.
So I have a decent sized yard for, you can't play baseball here, but got a pool, got a big yard. That's what I was doing today, working on my decks. I'm beat up, so.
Okay.
When I hold up cards later, my hands might have cuts on them and a little paint here or there, but it is
Yeah,
what
you're a
it
working guy.
Yeah.
Before we started, Mark told me about the Cubs White Sox game he went to at US Cellular. No, I'm sorry, it's not even US Cellular. It's Guaranteed Rate Field now.
Well, I didn't know the name of it. Yeah.
Yeah, and us back home, we just call it Comiskey. We don't care.
That's what I call it too. Yeah.
I was hoping you can tell me your experience at Comiskey with the Sox Cubs game.
That I was in Chicago for 4 days, and the whole weekend just revolved around baseball. The first, Jason Schwartz picked me up. Heavy J picked me up.
I did meet Jason 2 years ago.
Yeah, he picked me up at the airport, and the first thing we did, we drove to a card store because we were killing time. I forgot the name of it. It was different for me because you walk in, everything was White Sox, Cubs, Blackhawks, and Bulls everywhere.
Right.
We were just killing time for a little while, and we had to go pick up Tim Jenkins at the airport next. And then we went and had lunch right outside of some little restaurant near Wrigley.
Okay.
We were going to do a tour, but they had it all set up. There was going to be a concert outside that night, so we walked around. Then we made a quick trip over to Ernie Banks's grave, and we met up with a bunch of guys. There's probably 12 of us playing catch in front of Ernie Banks's grave.
Yeah, I remember those photos on Twitter. I think.
I mean, it was kind of wild watching it, and people looked at us and probably like, "What are these guys doing?" But and then we hustled over to a minor league game, and I forgot the name of the team, but Butch Hobson used to play for the Red Sox, was the manager. And then we went to the White Sox on the Saturday night, 6:00 game. Okay. The stadium was unbelievable. I thought it was very fan friendly. You could tailgate, which you can't do at Fenway. The concourse had all the Hall of Famers there. Aparicio, Fox, Carlton Fisk, unfortunately, as a White Sox, not a Red Sox. It was cool. The whole concourse was set up with, statues of all the old players. And the Cubs White Sox thing was pretty cool because it seemed like if you're from Chicago, you really root for one or the other. There's no rooting for both. And the Cubs actually won that game.
Okay, yeah.
It was one of the few games. It was, they had nobody left. I didn't even know who was on their team at that point.
Yeah.
So that was, I loved the game. Was great. It was 25 of us at the game. Just talked baseball the whole, 3.5 hours or whatever it was. And then on Sunday, I actually did a road trip out to Richard Davis's house, who is the Boggs collector.
Right.
So, and I spent a couple hours over there with Richard, and that place, you see pictures of it, but until you actually walk into that room, you can't even grasp what it really is.
Yeah, I've been wanting to go. Yeah,
it is unbelievable. And then we killed off the weekend with later that night at Jason's house. It was probably maybe 12 of us. Everybody had to show up with a box of junk wax stuff, and we just kind of passed it around and opened it up.
Chicago Dogs, is that who you went to go see?
Yes, we saw the Dogs. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. That the stadium looked like it was only a couple of years old. It was.
Yeah. I think they're very new. Yeah.
So I mean, we were at Jason's house hanging out, just ripping junk wax packs, making jokes about who we pulled out of them. And I mean, the funny thing was, when I was at the airport, I bought 90 score, so I brought it with me on the plane. And I had it in my backpack, and I get checked at the airport. They dumped it out on the thing, and they're looking at me like, "What are you doing with this stuff?" It's like, you don't even want to know. But so I had a great time in Chicago. We did 4 days of baseball related stuff.
It sounds like an amazing time. If it's funny, you mentioned how they sprawl all the cards out and one look at each one individually, or did they actually touch it with the stuff?
A couple of them, yeah. I mean, they pulled them out just to make sure I didn't have any, something stashed under like the first 3 rows of cards. It was funny,
Yeah.
And I had my glove and a ball too, because we were going to play, catch in front of all these different graves, and they're looking at me like, "What are you, 12 or what? What's going on here?" But
but they had no idea, right?
No.
Yeah. When you mentioned the box thing, it's pretty funny because when I went the last time I was home, was it or either last time or the time previous, I had sent a lot of my Lee Sun-yup Korean baseball player cards to PSA. They were graded. They were sent to my friend. Then I also bought one of those big one of these big cases.
Yep.
So this thing, I don't know how much this thing weighs. It's probably at least 50 or 60 pounds. So I didn't check this because I already was checking other stuff because when you go to Korea and back, there's so much I want to take with me. So I took this on and used it as a carry-on. So it had to be scanned wherever I went. And this thing was a pain in the ass as far as, what you got in here? Let's open this up and look at all the cards individually. And I know what you mean.
Yeah. Yep. Except probably what you had in that case was actually some good cards. I had a box of 90 score.
Yeah, this is all one player, so some people probably wouldn't say so, but yeah, comparing it to 90 score, I'd say it's nicer. But
I mean, we ripped everything that night. We had a blast,
Yeah, the one time when I met Jason, I actually met Jason invited me to a Saber meeting in the west suburbs a day or two before the actual show when I saw him again. But he invited me. There were maybe 6 or 7 guys at this other guy's house. It wasn't at Jason's house. It was at another guy's house.
Whose house was it at? Do you know? Was it at Rich Ray's house? There's a couple guys. John Raccanelli.
He had some really amazing stuff displayed. It was like a museum in his apartment.
I actually that's Richard Ray. They brought me over there too. They said you got to see this dude's house. He has some crazy stuff. Yeah.
It was at his house, and we opened all the guys. I didn't know what to. This is my first time there, and all these other Saber guys. I was not part of Saber, but they invited me, and a bunch of guys had different boxes, and we were opening them up and seeing what we got.
Yeah.
It's always a great time.
Yeah. One of the things we because at that thing, guys came in from all over the country. There was like 25 of us, but 12 guys went back to Jason's house, and Scott Simkus showed up with a box of 91 tops, and he had opened the packs up and then resealed them, but he put in vintage cards in nice. 1959 tops cards were falling out, and he actually put one 33 Gaudy in there, and Jason got it. So it was it was probably planned, but he resealed the packs, and nobody knew what was going on until we actually. So it was pretty cool.
No, that's very cool. Yeah.
And then I don't know if you bought any cards from like Milberg Cards, but Andy Woolley, he's part of Saber Chicago. He was there, and he gave everybody the customs he made, and he does a really great job. He does a lot of the photography for like I don't know what that one is where they have the Tops just came out with one with a lot of minor league guys in it, but he does a lot of the Midwest guys. So it was it's pretty cool seeing the photographs and then seeing the card right next to it.
Oh yeah, no, that'd be. I'm into photography, so I can definitely appreciate that.
Yeah.
Next question for you. Who is your favorite Red Sox?
Right now at the present time, or I would say
we'll say retired, and we'll say current.
Current right now, I like Bogarts.
Okay. No, he's a great player. Yeah.
I mean, he's good defensively, good, good offensively, good, he's a good player. All time?
Well, okay, all time, I'm going to guess yes.
Yeah, he's probably it. Yep.
Is Williams a close second?
Maybe Lynn or Fisk.
Oh, Lynn. Okay, Fred Lynn.
Lynn and Fisk, they were, Rice, those guys.
Okay, yeah.
When I played baseball, I was a second baseman, so I always liked Remy, or Doug Griffin, a guy from, the early 70s. But probably I got to go with Yaz. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was gonna mention this later, but I don't want to forget about it. Obviously there's a lot of stars like Jim Rice, Williams, Yaz, Fisk, Bogarts, Betts before he got traded. All these obviously all these stars. But I wanted to ask you, because I don't know about the Red Sox fandom, and who are the not great players, but they were fan favorites. Were Bobby Doerr and Remy huge fan favorites?
Remy was. Dorr was way before my time.
Okay.
But I mean, he played in the 30s and 40s. Remy was a huge fan favorite. I mean, the superstars obviously were, but there's
Right.
guys like Trot Nixon, Johnny
Okay. Yeah.
Damon, Kevin
What's
Millar.
Veritek?
What's that?
Veritek?
Oh, Veritex is hugely. He's very popular. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, it seems like the fans always go for like the 25th man on the bench. He always Randy Kuchar, Joe LaHood, guys that are like dirt dogs. Trot
Yeah.
Nixon, guys like that.
Yeah. Like
Yeah,
yeah, the time I probably followed the White Sox the most, probably the mid '80s or like the early 2000s when they finally won it in '05. And those fan favorites, obviously, Konerko is probably the most popular, but and Frank Thomas didn't play a whole lot of the year, but you might know these names: Aaron Rowand, Joe
yeah,
Creedy,
yeah,
John Garland. A lot of those guys were fan favorites. Obviously, they had good years that year, but yeah, in other years maybe not so much. But yeah, those were a lot of the fan favorites.
yeah, yeah.
At least those are my favorite guys anyway, but I'm pretty sure they were popular with other people as
It's
well.
probably like that with every team.
Yeah, oh, I'm sure. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Here's one that you probably weren't thinking I was going to ask you. Who is your favorite non-Red Sox?
Man, I like.
Or name a couple if you can name one.
Uh, from what I've seen of all the young guys, I like Juan Soto.
Okay.
I think he's going to be out of all these young guys, Acuna, Tatis, all these guys. I think Soto's going to be the stud when it comes right down to it. Obviously, everybody likes Trout.
Mhm.
Non-Red Sox, huh? Wow.
Or I was thinking more lines of retired that you grew up watching.
Oh, retired guys. Nolan Ryan, Tom Seaver, Fergie Jenkins, Dave Winfield. Mostly the big stars that you saw
Right.
come through. Reggie Jackson. When I was a kid, early, 72, 3, 4, the A's were, they won the 3 years in a row. Hey, Diego.
Thanks for
Uh,
joining, Diego,
the,
Dave, and Ed. Okay,
I
sorry, go
mean,
ahead.
they had the coolest uniforms. Then they
Mhm.
mixed and matched. Every guy in the team had a beard or a mustache, and Rolly Fingers, who I actually met him. I was in Cooperstown 2 years ago at the Otasaga Hotel, staying there, and in the lounge coffee in the morning, there was only one seat, and it was right next to Rolly. So I went and sat next to him, and he just thought we started talking. He actually
Wow.
he actually got traded to the Red Sox. So they bought him. He was on the team for like 3 days, and it got rescinded by Bowie Kuhn. So I asked him about that. But I used to love the A's. The Orioles used to be really good when I was a kid. So I used to like Brooks Robinson, Frank Robinson, Jim Palmer, all those guys. So it seems like a lot of pitchers I liked. I don't know
Yeah,
why.
yeah, no, I love pitchers. I'm a
See, I
pitcher.
love Seaver. I loved Seaver and
Yeah,
Fergie Jenkins. I'm glad the Sox had him for a couple years, but yeah, I like Reggie. I always like Reggie Jackson, even when he was on the Yankees. I just thought he was a
yeah.
cool player. Had a little charisma, a little style, showboat, and yeah, I liked it.
Did you grow up hating the Yankees?
Um, I'm never one of those guys that goes to the Red Sox games and chants Yankees suck. I mean,
Right.
they don't suck because they're pretty good.
Right.
And I respect Jeter. Thought he was a great player. Posada, Mariano. I mean, how can you not? Some of those guys, that they're pretty likable.
Sure. Yeah,
Obviously,
yeah.
every time we play the Yanks, I want to beat the crap out of them. But
Right.
um, yeah, I mean, I respect them. You have to.
All right. I didn't think I'd ask you this, but what did you think of what Otani did this year?
Pretty amazing, actually. I
I
don't know
agree.
how he actually ended up. Did he tail off at the end as far as
I,
his?
to be honest, I didn't pay attention how
Yeah,
far he tailed off after.
I mean, he had an incredible year. It'd be interesting to see if he wins the MVP. I've had this talk with guys on Twitter a bunch of times. It's either Guerrero or him,
Right.
and I lean towards Guerrero because I mean the Blue Jays were right in it to the last day. I think there's something to be said about actually playing games that mean something as opposed to being on a team that's 15 games out of first place. You know, I mean, I know it's not his fault that the team, you know, but
Yeah.
still, there's a little more pressure when you're playing every game that means something as
Okay.
opposed to.
That was me and you. You and I were the ones having that.
Were you going for? I mean, either way. I mean, if he wins it, I don't. I mean,
right. No. I mean, Vlad had an amazing year offensively. Don't get me wrong. Yeah.
I mean, I think I've had that talk. I know you and I did. I think there was a few other, but I've had it more than one time.
Right.
With a few
right.
guys, but I mean, either one, I'm not going to be like hugely disappointed, or it's.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah. What Ohtani did this year was amazing, and I think a lot of people realize that. But what would be even more amazing if he could actually can do this consistently for some years.
Yeah, we'll see if that actually works out. I think it's going to be kind of to keep it up. Yeah.
Yeah, it asking for a lot on the body.
Oh yeah.
Let's see here. All right, let's see. I don't know if you answered this. So you started rooting for them when you were 6 or 7.
Yep.
Did you start? And you said your mom had a shop. Was it around the same time you started collecting?
Yeah, pretty heavily. I mean, 71s and 72s, I had piles of them, so I was pretty into it back then. Yeah, so I would have been 72. I would have been 9. So I still have all my original 70. Well, I've traded a bunch off, but that's one set. When I got back into it, I was short like 50 cards from when I was a kid. So I went back and completed that one. And then I did 71. It was the same. I was about maybe 100 cards short on that. So I completed those.
Or so you were 6, I'm sorry. So so around 69, 70. And you said you stopped around like maybe junior year of high school, you said?
Yeah. So that would have been maybe 80.
Yeah, so I was gonna say, so did you miss? So obviously you said you came back, but and when you're away at college and doing other in your life, you don't really think about these things. But when 81, 82, 83 came around with Donruss and Flair, where were you not collecting at that time?
I remember buying some 81 Flair. I bought it just because it was new. I didn't know Donruss in my area. I never saw a Donruss card until mid 90s maybe. Nobody had. There's only one store in town, so and it's not like you could go to Walmart. I mean, maybe you could. I don't know when Walmart and Target started carrying cards, but I've gone back and I've bought all the Flair sets from like 81 to 88. I have a couple Donruss sets, but I still don't have a lot except for the Red Sox. I don't think I've ever.
So, I don't want to forget this one either. So are you trying to collect all Red Sox cards?
Yes.
Pretty much. Okay.
Yeah, I have the whole Topps run back to 51.
Okay. Wow. To current?
Yes.
51 to 21.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. That includes stuff like in 51. That includes like these too.
See, that's one of my questions. I don't know. Did I send you that one?
No.
Okay, not that card. I was going to ask you a question. Okay. First off, that's going to be a second question. Okay, what do you have a favorite set?
Favorite set? Yes, you did tell me that one was coming. So
okay,
my favorite is the 33 DeLong.
33 DeLong.
Yeah. So there's only one Red Sox guy in it. Marty McManus. There's only one Red Sox dude. But I collect Lefty Grove and Jimmy Fox, so I had to buy. The glare's a little tough here, I think.
No. Wow, that's nice.
There's the Lefty. There's the Jimmy Fox. They were with the A's at this time, but I collect them no matter what they play on. And I've started to collect Mickey Cochran because he was born 2 towns over from where I live. So.
Oh, okay.
So I've run out of Red Sox stuff to buy, so I'm trying to invent ways to keep it interesting for me. So I've been buying Mickey Cochran stuff now.
Nice.
So
that's a good way to do it.
And then there's another set from the same year the Tattoo Orbit set, which I think is really nice. Here's Lefty Grove.
That is nice.
And I don't know who this is. Marty McManus again.
Yeah, I love the art.
Yeah, I just think they're really nice looking cards. This is Ivy Andrews.
Okay.
They're from 33. So both sets were from 33, which is kind of cool. There's one other set from 33 that is pretty damn ugly. But this one's
Oh, that's a little better. Yeah.
There we go. Yeah. This is Eclipse Import, which is a pretty ugly looking set, but these are tough to find, really. This is Lefty.
33.
Yeah, they're all from 33. That's Lefty, and here's Jimmy. Now, I know some guys won't collect them because they're just ugly, but they're pretty hard to find. So
okay.
So
can you show? I'm sorry. Can I see the back of that one?
The back?
Yeah. Okay, so a little writing on there. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
Wow, Jimmy Fox, 33.
Those are all from 33. Yeah. So my two favorites are, DeLong and Tattoo Orbit. And I showed the other one off because it's like the opposite. I mean, I like it because it's Lefty and Jimmy, but it's pretty ugly.
In 33, I mean, to be honest, I don't know a lot about
the Gaudy came out then too. Those are, but everybody.
So DeLong, Gaudy, DeLong, Gaudy. Were there other sets in 33, or are those only two? That you know of?
I think off the top of my head, that's probably it. There might be more. I think there's some like a buttercream or something like that, which is these or long skinny cards. There was some Butterfinger premiums, which are basically 7x9 type things. Which I have those. They're upstairs, but I didn't bring those down. So.
All right. So you said 33. I'm sorry. 33 was your favorite set?
Yeah, those are 33s. Yeah.
Okay. I guess oddball can be relative as far as, because I want to ask you this. Do you have a favorite oddball card or set? Because I know they're like, obviously in the 80s, we had a lot of those food issued cards.
Right.
And back in the 50s or 40s, they had the, what's that? I can't think of the name of it now. It's popular. I just can't think of the name because I don't know a whole lot about vintage.
In the 50s, there's like Wilson Meats, Dandy Potato Chips.
Yeah. Anything like that? Do you have any cards like that you have a favorite of?
Well, this is my favorite from the Wilson Meats. It's the Ted Williams one.
Nice.
Which is
wow.
This is a super tough card to get. I mean, it's one of the grails if you're a Williams guy. Is this 54 Wilson Meats? Tough to get.
I'm sorry. Can you tell me the back on that one? Oh, nice. Okay. Theodore Samuel Williams.
Yeah. That's a tough one. As
wow.
far as 50s stuff, I mean, here's a cool set that nobody I would bet most people don't even know about it. It's called Robert Gould. 55.
No, never heard of that. Robert Gould.
55 no. Robert Gould. It came with a little statue. If you look at the card, you can see like these little indents. You see this one here? Because the card came with a little statue, which I have upstairs, and it was held to the card with an elastic. So they had the little cutouts in the card. So the figurines you can get those for $50. The cards, you'd be hard pressed to find this for $300. They're just pretty rare.
Oh, I know you prefer most of your cards raw, is right?
Yes and no. I've never graded anything. I bought graded cards.
Now, would you ever consider getting that Ted Williams in a slab?
Yes. Yeah, I would. Yeah. There's another set, and when I asked some people last week if anybody collects Drakes, and everybody popped up with, I don't know when those came out, 80s or so. And I said, no, I'm talking about the 1950 set, which this is probably the first TV set. I think
I think this first TV set card I've seen. Are these rare?
That's a 1950. These are tough to find. There's a bunch of socks in the set. This is Dom DiMaggio and his Bobby Doerr.
Okay.
But there's probably 7 or 8 Red Sox in the set. They're pretty hard to find. as far as other 50s type sets, I have a bunch. I mean, those are the only ones I brought down right now. I mean, this Tops type stuff like this, which is from 51, and these are the All Stars sets. This
Yeah,
is
I've seen something like
that's
that
Jimmy
before.
Collins, and then like the current day All Stars. This is Walt Dropo. I think these are tougher than the Connie Mack All Stars. The present day ones are really tough. These are big
Wow.
too. Those are pretty
Yeah,
big.
they are.
Yeah.
Do you have a, let me show you this 1 second. You ever seen one this big? So
what is
this is he sung you up, the Korean player that played where I'm at, Samsung. But it's actually made of plastic, and they did these were like from giveaways. But this thing's maybe, I don't know, maybe like I'm not even sure how big this thing is. Maybe 8x7, something like that, or 8x6.
I have?
But
I got this one.
oh, you have a matching size, yeah.
This
Yours is nicer. I like
19,
yours better.
This is a Turkey Red, 1910. Chris
Wow.
Baker. Now that's a beef I have with Tops, because they have the Turkey Reds they put out.
Yeah.
They look like garbage, and they're regular
I
size.
don't like turkey. Right. Yeah, I agree.
These, if you saw this in hand, these are amazing. These are like 7x9.
Okay.
You know, there's some of them are horizontal too, these are nice. The color on these is amazing.
Now, back then, did they have different colored frames?
These were all the same. All the
Okay.
ones I have, all these guys are all the same.
Because now
There's different backs on them. Some of them have
turkey black, turkey gold, turkey red. Were these all just that color?
Turkey red was just that color. Yeah, some of them the ad backs, and some of them have the checklist backs.
Okay.
I think the ad backs are a little harder to find, but I mean, there's a lot of oversized stuff back then. This is a 35, which I've only actually ever seen 2 of these.
Wow.
It's the whole team from 35. This is like 6x10. It's a 35 Goody Premium. Jimmy Fox is in there, Lefty Grove. I've only seen a couple of these, and they're tough to find. But
now, when you go shopping for cards, or do you obviously a lot of people use eBay, but do you find a lot of your stuff elsewhere?
Yeah. The local card shop, if the guy takes something in, if he thinks it's something I might want, he either calls me up or he puts it aside until I go in. We have a local show. It literally used to be 5 minutes from my house. They moved it now. It's probably 20 minutes away. But before the whole COVID thing went down, probably 4 or 5 really good vintage dealers, and they would do the same thing. They would take something in, I'd go to the show, and they wouldn't even put it out until I walked by the table. They'd give me first shot at it. If I didn't want it or I wanted it, then they put it out.
Okay.
And even if they took something in, they would email me. So I would get, first look at just about anything that they had. So
okay, that's always a good position to be in.
And I've met a lot of guys on eBay and made connections with them, and do deals on the side. So I have a list of guys that, they'll contact me again if they come into something. Hey, do you got this? Do you have this? If not, then they'll offer it to me first. But yeah,
you might have seen this a while ago. I posted it like 2 or 3 years ago about my friend who is the huge Carlton Fisk collector, and he has, I think, all but tickets guy.
He's chasing the tickets. Yeah.
Yes, and I think he needs like 80. I think at the time I posted that he needed like 85 more.
That's insane.
Yes.
I started to try to do that with the 67 Red Sox. I got the World Series tickets. I got all 7 of those, and then I wanted to get a ticket stub for every game for the whole year. And I got up to about 35, and then I just couldn't find anymore. And
oh wow, okay.
Yeah, I mean, it was very challenging, but it was weird because it's all the ones I saw that are still out there. I already have that game, so I don't know where,
Interesting.
The other 125, 30 games are, but I stopped even looking for them. It's just I don't even know why I started that, but
I know that he had put ads in Vermont and Massachusetts in newspapers trying to find these tickets, and I think that might have been the best way that he did
Yeah,
it.
I mean, everybody who's from New England's a pack rat. So if they went to the game, they have that ticket. I mean, that's how
Yeah.
it is up here. I got another oddball set for you. This might be the first parallel set. 41 Gaudy. There's
41.
a green. That's a green, red, yellow, and blue.
Now, which one? What color is the base?
They're all the same. I mean, I don't know if one's scarcer than the other.
Okay.
I've heard that there's an order of these four, one scarcer than the other. I don't remember which is which. These are blank back.
Okay.
I mean, these are put out during World War II, so they're pretty skimpy. 1941. Not too many card sets happening, but it's the first one. There was only, I think, maybe 32 cards in the whole set, and each guy that had a card would get 4 colors. And the guy that's Emerson Dickman, he's like a no-name dude for the Red Sox. The checklist was pretty poor, actually.
Did you buy all those in one lot?
No. That took me a while to get those. They don't come up too often, so it took me a while. Yeah.
Let's see here. Do you have a single favorite card?
Yeah. Besides the Ted Williams I showed you, probably this bad boy here.
Jim Lombard?
68.
Lombard.
Yeah, 68 3D. These are super scarce.
I was gonna say I've never heard of those before.
Yeah, these.
Is that paper or plastic?
It's 3D. It's
plastic. Yeah.
It's like a Hostess card. I mean, a Kellogg's card.
But, like the lenticular. Yeah.
Yes,
yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
What's it called? It just calls it 3D.
Okay. Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, this is my favorite.
I've never seen.
Yeah. You won't
have
see
you ever? Do you have any more of those or just
no?
That
there's
one?
only one Red Sox in the set, so that's the only one.
Oh, okay.
That's the only one I got.
Have you seen others for sale? Not that guy, but others.
Yeah,
but those are still hard to come by.
They're super hard to come by. Yeah.
Okay.
You don't see many. You only see them at the big shows. I'm sure if you went to the National, you'd see these. There's a guy that comes to the big show we have in the area, and he does all the big shows around everywhere. He has all these weird, tough tops issues like this that nobody else has. He has stuff like that.
No, I'm sorry. Did you get that from him?
No, I actually got this in the REA auction.
Okay, REAR. Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
where's that show?
The REA. REA.
Yeah, I don't know where that is.
It's just it's a nationwide auction. Robert Edwards.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay. I got that from there. That's one of the Topps things. I think Topps's heyday, it was the 60s and 70s with these test issues and these inserts. They're just really cool stuff.
Yeah.
This was a test issue. These were hard to come by. Like this thing here, 69 4-in-1.
Wow.
There's Yaz and Rico on here.
Is that a Venezuelan?
No, this is a Topps issue.
You said foreign?
It's 4-in-1, they call it.
Oh, 4-in-1. Sorry. Okay.
The pictures of the 4 guys, their regular 69 card looked like that.
Right. Okay.
There's 4.
Yeah.
The thing is, there's 4 Red Sox. 2 of them are on one card. Joe LaHood rookie card is easy to find. I have that. Pete Rose is on the other one with the other Red Sox guy. So that card, I don't know if I'll ever own it because it's ridiculous money.
Oh.
So no. I don't think I'll grab that one.
Let's see. What is your favorite part of the hobby to collect? Is like there's different ways to collect, different things to collect. Do you have anything that you enjoy doing the most? Is there any one particular type of thing you like to collect?
It's
kind of big.
Yeah. What I like to collect, it's pretty straightforward. I'm looking just for the most obscure Red Sox cards you can find at this time,
Okay.
I've done the whole Topps run. The Venezuelan run, I need 1 card for the whole run. The Opeachy run, 65 to 94, I've got that done. That was a challenge. What I like to do is I like trying to dig to find that obscure card. I'll search on eBay. I'll go to different places. I'll type names spelt wrong just to find stuff.
Mhm.
I'll have saved searches, and I have it worded 4 different ways. Just, I'm sure you do it for Burley.
Mhm.
You
Yeah.
type it in different spellings just to see if you can find stuff.
Right.
You know?
All right. So let's
Yeah.
go to the word association round.
All right.
Okay. All right. So I have 10 names here. They're all former Red Sox. I don't think any of them are current. So they're all retired.
Yep.
So I just give you a name and you could say whatever you want about that person.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Number 1, Carlton Fisk.
Fisk. The best catcher that played for the Red Sox ever, I think.
Okay.
And here's his rookie card.
Wow, nice.
It's an Opeachy too.
Oh, wow. That's even harder. Nice.
Yeah, it's in French on the back. Pretty cool. Pretty cool.
That's a nice card. All right. Number 2, Carl Yastrzemski.
Triple Crown. 67.
Okay. First thing, Triple Crown.
Triple
Okay.
Crown. 67.
All right. 3, Ted Williams.
406.
406.
Or I mean, he was an unbelievable pilot in World War II, but 406. Yeah.
Okay. Dwight Evans.
Cannon for an arm.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess from what you know of him, because to be honest, I didn't realize how he played so long ago. But when you think of Bobby Doerr, what do you think of?
Bobby Doerr, Hall of Famer. If you find a Bobby Doerr piece that is not autographed, it's probably rarer than a piece that's autographed. He signed so much.
Okay.
Here's his rookie card. It's a premium.
Did you notice how he kept it down low and then came up with it?
Well, I don't. We grew up away from what I'm trying to pull out.
No. This is great.
Yeah.
This is great. Dustin Pedroia.
The heart and soul of a couple World Series teams.
Okay.
Yeah.
I actually have a teammate of his, which I mentioned before. I guess I'll say his name anyway. Jason Varitek.
Great game caller. Great captain.
He was the one that got in A-Rod's face, right?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
And a lot of people say that's what turned the year around. I mean, the Red Sox were kind of just floundering right there.
Mm-hmm.
And right from that Saturday afternoon game, they kind of just took off.
Roger Clemens.
20 strikeouts.
Okay. What do people think of him?
He fell out of favor for a few years. I mean, said he wanted to go closer to home, and then he signs with the Blue Jays. Just didn't quite make sense. He has kind of made amends with the fans. He's been at Fenway quite a bit. He's been in the broadcast booth a couple times. So I think he's back in good standing with the Red Sox guys. I always liked him anyway. I mean.
Okay. All right, I have 2 more, and then we have trivia. All right, Wade Boggs.
Richard Davis. That's what I think of now.
Yeah. Well, no. True. Richard Davis. All right. But I do want to know about how Boston felt when he played for the Yankees. Was there any animosity towards him for that?
I think a little bit. Yeah.
Okay. So
I don't know the full story. Why there was some weird. Boston didn't offer him what he wanted or what he deserved. Right. Actually, I mean, I don't blame the guy.
Okay. So a lot of people think that way. Okay.
Yeah.
So you think Richard? Okay. And last one, Louis Tiant.
Oh. The windup.
All right.
or the cigar. I just saw Louis at one of the Sox games this summer, and he was smoking a cigar outside the stadium, of course. But yeah. Well, the other thing, I played against his son in Little League.
Oh wow! Okay.
And his son's name was Louis as well, and I got a hit off him. So I can tell people I get a hit off Louis Tiant.
Wow! Yes, you can. That's cute. I like that. Yeah. All right. So I have 4 trivia questions here for you.
Oh, no.
They may or may not be easy or hard. Yeah. And some of them are multiple choice, but I can let you try and guess first. All right. How many home runs did Carl Yastrzemski hit in his triple crown year of 1967? Do you want options, or do you want to try and guess first?
44.
Yes, 44. Very good. Good job. Was that an easy one, or not, or maybe so-so?
So.
Okay.
Harmon Killebrew also had 44.
Okay, so it helps you remember sometimes. Yeah. Okay. Who holds the Red Sox record for saves in a season?
This one I probably won't get.
It's more modern, not current, but modern. I could give you a hint that'll give it away. His nickname was Flash.
I don't know.
I think his name was Flash. Anyway, it was Tom Gordon.
I was gonna say Gordon. Yeah, Flash.
Okay.
Flash.
1998.
I thought you said Slash. Yeah.
Oh no, I'm sorry, Flash. Yeah, he had 46 in 1998.
Yeah, I was gonna say Gordon, but I don't know.
True or false? Yeah, I spent 2 seasons in the minors.
61, 59. I think he spent 2. Yes.
True. Yes. Very good.
He came in as a shortstop, second baseman.
Oh, I did not know that.
Wow. Out of Notre Dame, actually.
Oh no, he went to Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't know that for about any of the older guys.
He's from Long Island, so yeah.
Okay. I have 2 more. One more. What 2 Red Sox pitchers? I guess this is an easy question. What 2 Red Sox pitchers are tied for the most wins at Fenway with 192?
At Fenway, Clemens and I don't know.
Long time ago. Pitcher.
Long time ago.
There's an award named after him.
Oh, Cy Young?
Yes.
This yes. Cy Young here? This guy?
Yeah, that's him, right? Wow. Okay. Yeah,
Cy 1906. 1904.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
Wow, 1904.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful card.
This is probably one of my favorite sets as well. This set's
a 5 for 1904 card.
Yeah.
You got a 50 on it.
Yeah.
Wow.
This is the back of them. The fan craze. It was a game.
Wow, you think about that, 1904. I wouldn't think they'd have something like that.
This is Jimmy Collins. These sets are beautiful.
Do you have more for other? Did Jimmy Collins play in the Red Sox?
Yeah. Do
you have non-Red Sox on that set?
I don't have I have the 7 Red Sox that are in the set.
Okay, I wasn't sure if you like to collect that set or not. Okay.
No,
Red Sox.
I just have the Red Sox. I just have 7 of them. Yeah. They're tough to find. Yeah. The thing is, I bought one of these like 7 years ago, and they were cheap. Now you can't even a common. They're sky high. You can't even find them.
Wow. Well, no, you had good timing then.
Yeah.
All right. Everyone knows you're a huge music fan. All right. Who's your favorite group? Do you have a favorite group?
Allman Brothers.
Allman Brothers.
I'm an Allman Brothers Beatles guy.
Allman Brothers and Beatles?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, okay. Well, favorite Beatles album?
Abbey Road. Abbey Road and Revolver, my 2 favorites.
Okay. All right. I actually, when I was younger, I listened to Sgt. Pepper's, so that's probably mine. But does Sgt. Pepper's fall in the middle or near the bottom for you?
With a lot of people, that's number 1.
Really? Okay. Yeah, I have no idea.
That the poll that I have running on another guy's channel right now for 60s psychedelic albums, it's in the finals right now. So,
really?
It's in the finals against a Hendrix album. Yeah.
Yeah, I could see it being a psychedelic one, even though I was like 12 when I listened to it.
I mean, I don't think it's aged well. Some of the stuff on the album is pretty corny, but
I could agree.
When it came out, it was something different.
Maybe that's why I liked it when I heard it for the first time at 12. But I liked it. I liked how a lot of them, I guess they all have stories, but I like how it was more. It seemed like he was just saying, okay, talking about this woman doing this thing, or it just seemed like it had a lot of stories to it.
Yeah, the whole album. If you listen to it on an album or even CD, it just runs right through one song to it doesn't stop. They're all they just keep going.
Maybe that's why I like it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sure there's a lot more I can ask you, but maybe we can do that for another time.
Yeah, we'll do another one. Yeah.
And, you go watch your White Sox. You go watch your Red Sox play.
Red Sox. Yeah, I don't even know if I have it on in the other room, but I can't really hear it. So.
Well, I hope I didn't keep you from it.
No, that's fine. I mean, yeah.
Okay. Well, let's go Red Sox.
This is the fun part of collecting. Is
yes.
Doing stuff like this, doing the round table once a month. Just meeting people. If you come to Mass, we'll hook up.
Right, most definitely.
The big show in Massachusetts is in 2 weeks, and there's probably going to be 10 or 12 of us that have all met on Twitter or social media of some kind, and we're just going to go and meet up.
Where in Mass is it?
It's it's just north of Boston. It's in Wilmington.
Okay, Wilmington.
Big show, yeah. And doing like a month ago, I was in Cooperstown with like 15 guys that we met on Twitter, and we just threw it out. Hey, let's do something. COVID's over. Let's all meet. And guys came from we had a great time going to the hall, card stores. We had dinner together, breakfast, and just talked.
So, yeah, that is what it's all about.
Yeah.
And like, have you ever been to the National in Chicago?
I have. No. My choice this year was go to the National or do my other trip to Chicago.
Yeah. One or the other. Yeah.
I mean,
you can't beat yours.
I want to go to the I'll probably go next year because I can probably drive to it. And
right. Yeah.
My college roommate lives probably a half hour from there. So I can stop and talk to him, hang out for a day or two, then go to the show.
Yeah.
So
does the 2023 Chicago
that's in Chicago. That's in Chicago. Next year is in Atlantic City.
Yeah.
And the one after that's in Chicago, I guess. Yeah.
Right. So do you think you'll hit up the Chicago one, even though it's 2 years? It would be 2 years in a row for National?
I might. We'll see. Like the Sabre convention next year is in Baltimore. So my trips next year for baseball will be Baltimore. And if I do the National, that'll be those 2 trips. I want to get out to Kansas City to the Negro Hall of Fame. So that might be a trip.
Yeah. You have a lot of trips in mind, yeah.
Yeah, Seattle.
Yeah, MPP card guy, David. Dave. He lives in Maryland, and he's a huge Baltimore Orioles fan. Yeah. Dave, did you know about the Sabre? I don't know. I don't know if he's in Sabre, but if it's in Baltimore, maybe that's something that might interest you, Dave. When is that?
I'm not sure. It's usually in August. So
I'm sure. Yeah, I guess he would know about it.
And they try to work it around. So there's Sabre type things you can go to, and then you go to a game too. They usually try to get to a game in Baltimore, Camden Yards.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like a great idea.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Mark, thank you very much for coming. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
All right, you go watch your Red Sox
game. Hopefully, I don't know. We'll see hopefully they're winning. So
yeah, I hope so too. I hope they win it. I hate the Astros.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
yeah. All right. You take care, bud.
See you, Dan.
All right.